That loss to the Seahawks wasn't just another bad game. It exposed issues no one wanted to talk about. A superstar who disappeared when the team needed him most, an entire unit that suddenly forgot how to play football, and to top it off, a public call-out from one of the team's leaders just 2 weeks into the season. The latest news out of Pittsburgh doesn't just shake the locker room, it puts the entire 2025 vision in question. Tension is rising, pressure's mounting, and now the fingers are pointing. Let's start with the name that used to be untouchable, but now finds himself at the center of controversy. The Steelers took one on the chin in Week 2, dropping a rough 31-17 loss to the Seahawks, and man, there's plenty of blame to go around. Rookie Caleb Johnson had a "what are we doing" moment on a kickoff return that gifted Seattle even more momentum, but let's be real, this defense, the supposed heart and soul of the squad, just hasn't shown up. And when you're paying a guy like TJ Watt superstar money, his name not popping up on the stat sheet is going to raise some eyebrows. Watt's gone 6 games now without a sack. Yeah, 6. And for a guy who once tied the NFL single-season sack record and was crowned Defensive Player of the Year, that's not just a slump. That's a red flag waving in the wind. He's 31 now, and while that's not ancient, it is around that age where elite pass rushers start to lose a step if the wear and tear starts stacking up. Mike Tomlin isn't panicking, though. After the game, he pointed the finger not at Watt, but at the defense's inability to stop the run. His exact words? "When opposing teams are on schedule and they're running the ball effectively, it minimizes your opportunity to get one-dimensional pass rushes individually and collectively." Translation: if we can't stop the run, we can't let Watt do what he does best. Pin his ears back and go hunting. Fair point, coach. Kenneth Walker III absolutely gashed Pittsburgh, racking up 105 yards and averaging over 8 yards a pop. That's not just bad, that's embarrassing for a defense that on paper is the highest paid unit in the entire league. Through 2 games, they've surrendered 63 points. That's not elite defense, that's a fire drill. Sure, there's some turnover. Half the starters on defense are new faces, and that kind of shakeup doesn't fix itself overnight. Communication, chemistry, all that jazz takes time. But the NFL doesn't give you grace periods, especially not when you're lining up against Justin Herbert, Josh Allen, and Lamar Jackson in the coming weeks. It's trial by fire from here on out. The truth is, this team still rides with TJ Watt. When he's wrecking game plans, the whole defense eats. When he's invisible, the unit crumbles. Just look at 2023. Watt misses 7 games, and the Steelers go 1-6. Coincidence? Not likely. And right now, they've got just 1 sack through 2 games. That's not Pittsburgh football. The Steelers are built to be a clock-chewing, run-the-ball-down-your-throat offense paired with a bully of a defense. But when neither of those things show up, it gets ugly real fast. The big question now, is this just early growing pains for a rebuilt defense? Or is this the beginning of a hard, painful decline? And if the defense is in trouble, the offense is catching heat too, especially after Aaron Rodgers sent a clear message post-game. The Steelers' roller coaster start to the season hit a serious bump in Week 2, and let's just say Aaron Rodgers wasn't exactly in a zen mood afterward. After lighting it up in Week 1, Pittsburgh's offense sputtered against a banged-up Seahawks defense, and Rodgers, yeah, that 4-time MVP, future Hall of Famer, looked off. He finished with 203 yards, 1 touchdown, and 2 picks, but the stat line doesn't even tell the whole story. The timing was off, the rhythm was clunky, and the connection with his wideouts just wasn't there. One guy who took a spotlight hit, Calvin Austin III. After a solid Week 1 where he looked like a legit WR2 with 70 yards and a touchdown, Austin came crashing back to earth. Just 1 catch for 22 yards and a costly mistake that had Rodgers speaking his mind post-game. On a red zone sequence that could have ended with 6 points, Austin ran the wrong route, or at least the wrong version of it. Rodgers didn't sugarcoat it. Cal is the best kid ever, but he probably should have just stayed in the flat there, he said. He knows it. Or he was kind of stealing it from Pat Freiermuth, or just trying to catch it, put it away, score a touchdown. That one play may have been a touchdown for Freiermuth, and instead, it turned into a frustrating what could have been. Rodgers wasn't angry as much as disappointed, making it clear he likes Austin as a person, calling him such a great kid, but noting that whole sequence took points off the board. That's the reality in this league. One wrong step, one mistimed move, and it can swing a drive, a game, even a season. Austin's got all the tools to be a difference maker, but you've got to stack smart plays, especially when you're running routes for a guy like Rodgers. DK Metcalf didn't have much to brag about either. The former Seahawk was mostly a ghost out there, just 3 catches for 20 yards and a touchdown. And yeah, he found the end zone, but he wasn't the game changer Pittsburgh needs him to be. Now all eyes turn to Week 3. The Steelers head to Foxborough to take on the Patriots, and this feels like a bounce-back opportunity for Austin. New England's secondary is no joke, with Christian Gonzalez and Carlton Davis patrolling the outside, but with Jabril Peppers out of the picture, there might be room for Austin to work underneath or find soft spots in the slot. If Rodgers gets back in rhythm and Austin stays sharp mentally, he could be primed for a big day. The Steelers need it badly. The passing game can't afford another off week, especially against a well-coached Pats defense. It's gut check time for Pittsburgh. And for Austin. A chance to silence the doubters and remind folks why he's on that field in the first place. The Steelers' locker room is heating up. Stars are underperforming, young talents making costly mistakes, and this team can't find its rhythm. If things don't turn fast, the season's in danger. Subscribe now and don't miss what's coming next.